we're being asked to solve for each variable. So on number 1, what do we do first? Yes, you have to combine the two logs first, right? You have to apply the log rules. So how can my two logs be combined? Yes, when we're subtracting two logs, it can be condensed into one log. Ooh. By noticing that these are being subtracted, so subtracted logs can be condensed into division. So 2 over negative x equals 4. Is my log all by itself? Yes, yes it is. So how do I get the x out of, or how do I unlog the x? Log roll. So you start where? The base of 4, and you roll which way? Towards the equal sign and around. So what am I going to write here? Beautiful. So now my x is in the denominator. How do I get x out of the denominator? Oh. Yes, you multiply both sides by negative x. Then what are you going to have to do? So the negative x will be over here on the same side as the 4 raised to the 4, right? What do I have to get off of the x? And the... Okay, so I'm skipping a step here because I'm trying to make you see something. You multiply both sides by negative x, right? Like that. These cancel, but what? Is my x by itself yet? So what are you going to have to do? Divide by negative 4 over 4, right? Or 4 raised to the 4th power. These cancel to get it off the x.
Could you just multiply those sides by negative 1 and leave the x on the other side to get the negative off the x?
You could do that, but then, all right. So divide by negative 1. Divide by negative 1. I'm left with this. Is my x by itself yet? What do I now need to do? So I'm left with x equals negative 2 over 4 to the power of 4. What could we have done instead of all of that math that I told you? I know I've showed you a problem just like this, where you had an exponent in the denominator. How can you get the exponent out of the denominator? Oh my gosh, you can just flip them. Isn't that what we ended up with before? Yeah. Anytime you're trying to get an x out of the denominator, yes, you're going to have to multiply by the x and then divide by 4 over 4. So it's the exact same thing as just flopping the exponent. I mean the variable and the 4 over 4. Does that make sense? If you can't remember, it's fine. Well, the negative's going to stick. We're going to have to divide by negative 1. So yeah, I would just leave the negative here. So what is 2 over 4 raised to the 4th power? Negative 1 over 128. Or I think you also got 2 over 256. But in the most reduced expression, it's negative 1 over 128. Any questions there? All right, number 2. What do I do first? So we're subtracting again. So again, to combine the two ln's, the two logs, we divide. So what do I do next? I log roll, yes. Now, what is this written in log form? Good. You can change ln for log e. This just makes it easier to log roll. So now I start with my base, which is e, and I roll towards the equal sign and around. So I have e raised to the 5th power is equal to x plus 8 over 10. Is my x by itself yet? No. So I need to multiply both sides by 10. Whoops. To cancel the 10 out. So I have 10 times e to the 5th power is equal to x plus 8. And then I need to do what to get the x by itself? So I saw a lot of people left it like this. Probably because they saw that e and they're like, oh, that's a variable. Is e a variable? No, it's a number. We learned last class that two classes ago, that the number was 2.718, right? It's just a number. So can you just plug this in your calculator? Yeah. So you should get a numerical value here. And what was it? What is it?
1,476.13.
Beautiful. That is what you should have gotten there. 1,476.14. So a lot of people got that right. They just left it in the wrong format. You need to get an actual numerical answer here. And lastly, number 3. What do I have to do first? Combine the logs on the left-hand side. How do I do that? Multiply. When we're adding logs, it's the same thing as combining into 1 by multiplying. So it's going to be 2 times x plus 7. Equals log base 5 of 20. What do I do when I have log of the same base equal to log of the same base? It's like they cancel and I just have 2 times x plus 7 equals 20. So what do I do here to solve for x? So you can distribute. What's the less step version of distributing here? Divide by 2. The reason we can just boom divide by 2 is because if you distribute, it's going to become 2x, right? That means in the end, what are we going to have to do anyway? Divide. So it's easier just to get the 2 off now. So x plus 7 is equal to 10. And then I add, oh my gosh. What do I do then? Subtract 7. So x is 3. Any questions on that one? All right.